Before I tell you the theories people have about me, let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a room full of people and still felt completely alone? Well, I have, because sometimes the hardest place to survive isn't a forest, a desert, or an island. It's the world around you. People see my face, my marks, my behavior, my silence, but they never see the battles I fight inside. Yet somehow they believe they already know my whole story, which is absolutely not the truth. People came up with some pretty interesting theories about me, and let me tell you what others think about me. They often say that I'm weird and boring as I don't help them cheat or copy during exams. I also avoid giving my homework. And even though people speak behind my back, their actions clearly show everything. And the most surprising part, they thought that if they ignored me, I would lose myself. They thought I would become lonely, lose focus, and watch my grades fall apart. They were so sure that would be my breaking point. But it didn't happen. Not because I'm stronger than everyone else, but because I slowly realized something important. Not every battle needs a reaction. Some battles only need patience. As one quote says, silence is not weakness. Sometimes it is strength that refuses to argue. Still, I am a human. I often get irritated as I always try to break the ice when people are in trouble. But they don't feel the same for me. I try my best to control my anger in front of everyone, but inside, I feel stressed, hurt, and I sometimes don't feel like talking to anyone. I actually speak to my own mind, and it always asks me and whispers in the dark. Why do people feel jealous or insecure? Why are you always quiet? Why are you feeling depressed? Why does overthinking steal your sleep? Why do you keep tolerating everything? Why does kindness sometimes feel so lonely? Do you really deserve this for your hard work and kindness? Just like your elder sister. But I never ask these same questions to my Lord, like, why is this happening to me? Instead, I slowly started answering those questions myself. Maybe some people misunderstand quiet people because they only see the outside, not the struggles within. Maybe I am okay loving myself quietly. I don't need to waste my time impressing everyone. I want nothing in return for anything I do. My family is enough for me. And maybe these challenges are not punishments. Maybe they are lessons helping me grow stronger. I can face it. Why not when my sister has already faced it? That realization changed me. I stopped trying to prove myself to people who had already decided who I was. I started focusing on protecting my peace instead of winning every argument. Because once you start ignoring validations from everyone, you finally get peace. And honestly, peace is a very powerful and beautiful thing. Maybe some people are special. Maybe I was meant to walk through this silence alone with only my thoughts echoing back at me. We teenagers often face problems that we don't say out loud. These are struggles that hurt us emotionally, even though we try to look strong from the outside. We go through a lot of challenges. Things like feeling stressed because people don't like us, even when we are kind and humble. Being talked about behind our backs. The most common one, facing jealousy and envy. And not to forget the most painful one, realizing that our own friends or classmates act like hypocrites. The reason it happens is that people first start comparing themselves with others by their grades, character, or behavior. And then they begin to think that they are not capable of doing the same. It starts with insecurity, then slowly turns into jealousy, and finally, it turns into hatred. But the truth is, they should be looking for their own passion and discover what they're good at instead of trying to become like someone else. As people say, flowers don't compete with each other, they just bloom. They try to change and be good to us, but the insecurity inside them still remains, as it has grown too deep and too dangerous. So, because of this never changing behavior, we should only have patience and trust in our Lord. We don't have to take any action against them except try to make them good. And if that doesn't work, then the only thing is to leave it as it is, because our silence is enough for us. Now, you all might be wondering why I've been mentioning my sister so many times. The truth is, long before it happened to me, and much more than I ever did, she went through this exact same thing. Back then, I didn't get it. I used to think, what's the big deal? Why is that so hurtful? But now, after facing it myself, I finally understand what she was silently carrying all those years. My sister and my teacher always gave me a lesson. When people feel jealous of you, don't take it seriously. Take it as a compliment because they want to become like you. Then there's my mother. She says, if others are loud, you don't have to be loud back, unless required. And my father says something very simple. You can stay quiet and still stay strong. In life, we often see things in black and white, like heroes and villains, or saints and sinners. These things stayed with me, and I got curious. I did do a little research, and this is what I found. Firstly, strong criticism comes from a person's own internal struggles. It's a reflection of where they are in their journey, not where you are in yours. Secondly, when people focus on us negatively, it's often because they see something in our success that they want for themselves. Thirdly, their words shouldn't affect us unless we allow them to. And lastly, when we face doubt, it actually helps us stay focused. It reminds us to stay true to our real selves and prove that there is nothing wrong with being exactly who we are. And maybe surviving isn't about becoming louder than the world. Maybe survival is learning how to stay yourself even when the world tries to change you. Because one day, the person who silently cried at night, the person who felt ignored, the person who kept surviving silently will finally realize that those painful moments did not destroy them. They shaped them. And maybe this is what survival truly means. Not living without pain, but continuing to shine even after carrying it. As some anonymous quotes say, sometimes admirers are quite unsure of themselves. They can't quite figure out why everyone appreciates you. You know, the people who judge us the most are often just seeing a spark in us that they haven't quite figured out in themselves yet. One more thing my sister always tells me, those who talk behind you are always behind you. It is not easy to survive, but it is very easy to make others feel like it's hard to survive. It is not easy to make everyone happy, but it is very easy to make anyone sad in just a minute. The strongest hearts are often hidden behind the softest smiles. So, before I end, I want to leave everyone here with one message. We must remember that being overlooked isn't a reflection of our value, but often a sign of our rarity. Not everyone is prepared to appreciate something of high character, and that's okay. Your worth isn't defined by their ability to recognize it. Surviving may not be easy for some people, so feel special that you can handle what others can't. And if our growth or success makes others uncomfortable, we should not dim a light to please them. I've always loved the moon because it doesn't try to be the sun. It doesn't ask for permission to shine, and it doesn't care if people are watching. It just stays true to its path. Think about it. The sky is filled with thousands of stars, and they almost look like back dancers, while the moon stands alone in its own spotlight. I think our success should be exactly like that, calm, steady, and bright. Thank you.